Good morning. Reading I'm looking at today is First Corinthians chapter 3, verses 9 through 11 and 16 through 17. Brothers and sisters, you are God's building, according to the grace of God given to me, like a wise master builder, I laid a foundation, and another is building upon it. But each one of us must be careful how he builds upon it, for no one can lay a foundation other than the one that is there, namely Jesus Christ. Do you not know that you are the temple of God, and that the Spirit of God dwells in you? If anyone destroys God's temple, God will destroy that person. For the temple of God, which you are, is holy. So sometimes this is one of those sections where I just kind of like read it and be like, okay. And I know in times past when I've read this, I've kind of like read it and just pretended like I got it. Or sometimes I would read it and I would go to prayer and I'd be like, yeah, I don't get it at all. I need some help with this. There's not a whole lot here. It's not like the Gospels where like Jesus pretty much realized that I was an idiot and needed to have everything laid out pretty simply. But as I ponder this, what comes to mind is that basically, okay, it pretty much bluntly says that you and me are the church. If we choose to be Christians, we are the church. It's not a building. It's not, some big fancy kind of socio-political hierarchy or whatever, It's you and it's me. It's where the rubber hits the road. And so because it's you and me, we need to be careful with what we say. And not just what we say, but with what we do to make sure that we're not distorting God's gospel. One of the things that I have to remind myself daily is is that I'm a Christian, and if I don't act like it, then people are going to have a distorted view of what Christians are. I've kind of been in a habit for a while now about wearing T-shirts that either I've made myself or that people have given me as gifts that say something about God or Christ or something like that. And it's not so much. I mean, it is nice a way to share my faith, but I'll be honest, mostly I wear those shirts to remind myself of how I should act. Because you get out in the world and there's so many temptations to like distort the gospel or walk away from it. It's so easy to look at somebody and judge because they're different or they're doing something different or they're doing it in a different way, or, they're from a different, like I'm Catholic and somebody else is Methodist and they do things a little bit differently, Point being, it's as a Christian, it's not my job to judge. Jesus will judge, and Jesus will lead each of us if we come to him. And I don't need to worry about what somebody across the street or across the way is doing. I just need to worry about, am I loving them when I meet them? Each and every person, do I meet them and love them as a brother or sister Christian? And so the message that I always seem to pick up from the Bible is, it's about love and forgiveness, not excluding and judging. That's like what the devil wants to do. He wants us to judge each other and he wants us to exclude each other because he hates us. He despises us. He wants to rip us apart. God wants to build us up. So, if we keep, basically what I reflect on is if I keep myself pure in God's word, then I can keep my message pure. And the key to that is continual study. And, there are seasons in my life where I get to study a lot. For the last couple of years because of work and this and that, it's been hard. It's been real hard. But, I just focus on loving. I just focus on loving. And focus on, maybe I can't read today. or I can't read as much as I want today. So, I'm in the car, I'm going to pray. But to always just be connected. And I'll tell you, one of the biggest things you can do if you really want to hone in on your Christianity and learn more about it, teach. And I know where you're coming from. I don't know anything. I can't teach. I didn't know diddly do. And then I got asked to teach, and my brain was like, no, no, no. And the Spirit in me was saying yes, yes, yes. And so I followed the Spirit, and I started teaching, and it blew my mind open, and it blew my heart open. Because since I was in a position to teach, I had to learn so I could teach, right? Learn one, teach one. And it was absolutely amazing. And it's hard because, I'm not a social person, and getting up and teaching kids, or teenagers even, it's hard, and I just want to hang back. I'm an artist, I'm home in the studio with my guitar in my hands, or painting, or whatever, But it's really opened up a joy that I would have never have known if I had followed my mind and my feelings, and instead of opening my heart to the Spirit. So how's this going to change my Saturday? I'm going to go out, and I'm going to be cautious with my tongue, and cautious with my eyes, and cautious with my actions, and cautious with my ears, so that they are not corrupted, so that I can be the best man I can be, not just for myself and for God, but for you and anybody else who crosses my path, so I can help build maybe them up a little bit as God works through me, because it's not me. None of this is me. This is all Jesus, teaching me. And I'm so thankful He's in my life, because before, the darkness. That's all I got to say about that.